Jesus.
Jesus. Very good. Where is he?
He's standing in front of me.
He's standing in front of you. Mm-hmm. What does he tell you?
To be kinder to myself.
Mm-hmm. What has happened to Jill that she has not been kind to herself?
She's taken on a responsibility of the mission, and she has embraced so fully that she has forgotten to put herself first.
How is that affecting Jill?
She's not sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
She's not grounding herself. The responsibility of the mission is weighing heavily. She's still doubting herself.
Mm-hmm. Why so much doubt? Not only from Jill, but from those who listen to these sessions. Why is there so much doubting?
Because we brought her here. Her main job is to teach people who they are, that they are light beings. And although she has transmitted this message over and over, and she has had so many experiences with us, but she looks in the mirror and she sees a small Jill, and she does not wish for arrogance, for she never sees herself as one that is better or higher than another. So this is weighing heavily on our sister's shoulders.
Mm-hmm. How are those in the divine realm helping her?
We have Simon Peter here.
Mm-hmm.
We have James. And they are working with her.
But she still doubts.
But yes, her earthly incarnation as a Jill, she sees her faults and she still cannot understand why they would choose her, for she does not feel worthy of this mission, although her heart is full and she is a supreme teacher. Her passion is for learning and spreading her knowledge.
So why did she choose to be so small in this body?
To remind everybody that positions in life don't make you who you are, but it is the essence that comes from the heart, what radiates out of your being, that designates your greatness.
Mm. So can you give her a visual of this essence that she puts out? Can you show her?
She sees it now.
Mm-hmm.
She is a pillar of light. We radiate through this one, sending her photonic structure across the vibrations of the transmission to reach many.
Mm-hmm. What happens when they receive this message? How does that affect them?
She is being shown the image of a doll that she had as a little girl, where you wind it up at the back and then it starts to move.
Mm-hmm.
It is like an old-fashioned metal key, and it is associated with the symbol of the Ankh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, those two are connected as a key to open up and to unlock the vibrations that all hold within are light, because they are made of the photon. So the light particle needs a gentle reminder, an energy booster. For did we not say many sessions ago that she is a generator, an energy generator? So she will be boosting those photons,
Mm-hmm.
kick them into a new rhythm. It is similar to when one has a heart attack and they put the machine on to kick them back into life.
Yes.
It is just an extra jolt.
Okay. Now, I've been receiving these extra jolts from Jill for a while, and it seems it's affected my photons in a very strange way. What can we expect to see in the future with our bodies as we receive these messages and as our bodies begin to adjust?
She was given an example 2 nights ago about the saying, "Are you worth your weight in gold?"
Mm-hmm.
And she thought about this, and the more she thought about it, the more she didn't wish to discuss it with the audience, for she felt it was judgmental. But we showed her those who have a condition called bulimia,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
and then we showed her those humans who have a condition called obesity.
Mm-hmm.
And both of those conditions are governed by the photonic structure and the vibrations through the thought processes of trauma, traumatic experiences, past experiences of emotional trauma held in those bodies. And so one has a weight, and the other one is a light weight.
Mm.
And what of the balance? The balancing of the emotions. So those two photonic structures need adjustments and old programs that need to be removed.
Mm.
And then this one thought about her weight and what it was that she was worth. For was she worth her weight in gold? And when we mean gold, we mean the treasure inside. And this one has been putting on weight, Alba. In the last 3 years, she has been more sedentary than she ever was, for she has been doing more mind research and less walking. And so she has lost part of her balance. And we wish her to do more walking and more water. But this one is very stubborn. And because she has lost her balance in her weight, it is weighing on her mind. And as she is a human Jill, this is a point where she feels she is not worthy as our mouthpiece. But we wish to bring this to the audience's attention to say we do not judge the outer. She may be less than perfect in many eyes as a human form on the outer. But we wish for her today to learn to be more accepting of self. And that is why we wish for her to be kinder.
Very good. Thank you. We both seems to be out of balance, and a lot of people are out of balance right now because things are so unusual. Everything is changing. All of these changes that are happening around the world, are they meant to be happening?
Without change, there can be no progress.
Okay.
For if a stream stops running and a row of rocks are placed across its pathway, that water will stagnate. And so it is with humanity. They have been on a treadmill, going round and round and round, and they have been stagnating. They have been like magpies, collecting shiny, bright objects, filling up the nest. And now the nest is so full, there's nowhere to rest.
Okay. So we all need to start making changes in our life. Very good.
We wish for a declutter of the physical and the mental.
So I know how to declutter in the physical. I've been doing that for several months now. What is the best way to declutter the mind?
We spoke to this one over the weekend about the peace train. How many carriages is a peace train carrying? Are they all loaded, full of passengers? Or are they empty, and ready for the new.
Mm.
Many have problems with family members at this time. For many are receiving the vibrations and their photonic structures are changing. And yet the family members that are not listening to the transmissions and are stagnant with the old are causing frictions and frustrations for many, for there is a cross communication. And so the earthlings lie in bed and think about those that they are no longer aligned with. And so there is no peace within.
Mhm.
And so the mind gets cluttered with those thoughts. So we suggest to open the communication. Say what's in your heart with kindness, no manipulation. And then let it be, but let it out so it no longer inhabits
Mm.
the mind.
Very good. So we need to get all of those thoughts that are just rushing around our mind to get them out in a nice way. Okay.
And Alba, this is why you are not sleeping at night, for you have embraced this mission as this one has.
Mm-hmm.
So both of you are now busy bees. Also, Alba, we have lifted your photonic structure. You are not the same being as you were before. Your vibrations are running at a higher level. Therefore, you do not require the same amount of sleep, but we would suggest that you take a nap when you feel the need.
Okay. Thank you. I'll try to take that nap. Thank you about that. So Jill was given some words which seem very strange for us today. This discourse is a little different. We were given the word resolution or resolution with a hyphen. What does that mean? Resolution.
This comes back to the word about decluttering of the minds. What is the solution? What does one need to say in order to get a resolution to the problem? Many humans have many problems, but what is the resolution? What solution do they want to put towards that particular problem? For the old ways are no longer working. We wish new pathways now to be forged. So there needs to be new solutions. For the old energy has not been serving any of you. It is time for a collaboration of many. Many now need to come together in small pockets and assimilate with each other to get resolutions and solutions to what is troubling them in their communities and in their families, and talk it out.
Mm-hmm.
We do not wish any festering to be inside these human bodies at this time, for this only leads to dis-ease within.
Mm-hmm. Now, during some of the gatherings that I do, I do something like that in groups where they themselves get together and help each other come up with that resolution of their own issues. Is this similar to what you're talking about, getting together in groups and just allowing that person to work things out?
Oh, but we see the groups and we see the healing that is taking place, but each person has to own that
Mm.
themselves. They have to come up with their answers.
Mm-hmm.
The problem that so many humans have is that they like to play what you call the blame game.
Mm-hmm.
They blame somebody else for the lack within, for it is easier to cast a stone against another than to look within and do the work. And this comes due to lack of self,
Mm-hmm.
self-value, value of self. For when one realizes one has value, then one wishes to clean up one's act.
Mm-hmm.
Every time that you see somebody playing the blame game or playing victim, they've forgotten who they are. They've forgotten that they have come on this earth domain in order to experience not only what they term the good, but the bad as well. For they have come here to experience duality, have they not?
Yes. Mm.
So that's why we say it is a time to go within, for we have already held a session called self-examination.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
When one examines oneself, then one finds the clutter. And as long as one has clutter, one drags oneself around each day. As this one every day thinks about what she's putting in her mouth, for she knows she's most unhappy with self, dragging her physical weight around. And it weighs heavily on this one. And yet she insists on giving herself treats.
Well, they do taste
And,
good.
and yet it continues to weigh heavily. Such is the human nature.
Mm.
James and I are having a smile at this one. She wishes for a lighter load. She speaks about a lighter load to many, and yet she doesn't treat herself with kindness.
Mm.
It's time for this one to declutter, Alba.
Okay. So who's going to help her with that?
Her husband.
Wonderful.
Last night she put out a cheese board. He wanted the cheese board, but he declined and watched her. She helped herself to the cheese board. When he deemed she'd had enough, he thought he was being subtle as he wrapped up the cheese and put it away.
Mm-hmm.
She knew well that this is his way of helping her not to have another piece of cheese.
Mm.
So she smiled inwardly, for he was showing great love. But he felt that he couldn't say anything to this one, for he did not want to upset her.
Mm-hmm. That's wonderful. You know, in these times when you're talking about getting together and helping each other, a lot of people are feeling isolation. And it's a good time for reflection, but sometimes when you talk things out, it helps. Just like before we got on this call, Jill and I talked things out. What would you tell those that are out there that are on this spiritual journey that are so lonely and don't have people to talk things out with and resolve their issues?
This one has been working behind the scenes with a few others in order to set up a new portal for those who need to make contact with others for what you deem emotional support. Alba, we believe within the next 2 days you will be given this new portal.
Wonderful.
And you'll be able to advertise it. And it'll reach many, those alone dwellers. And although many dwell with others, they too are alone and feel alone. But we are here for them all, for all are guided. And it is time for them to now reconnect and align within themselves, their higher selves and us.
Great. What is this exit gate that you wrote about?
We are showing her the exit gate. It is through hyperspace. It is a portal of immense depth. We are setting it up. It is a new structure for the exit gate for ascension. It's being put into place.
Okay. You know, the last session that we had, the last discourse, or two of them ago, you talk a lot about the leveler and the ascension. And there's a lot of people who are very confused about what this leveling is all about and this ascension. Can you take a moment now to review this again? Because you've shown us an exit gate, and now that thing's going to scare people even more. Can you talk about what's happening?
We wish humans to have a deep understanding of whom they are. For did we not say that they are light beings?
Yes.
And what is a light being? A being is an energetic form. This energy transverses throughout the multiverses, changing its photonic structure. Humanity is on Earth at this time to assist Gaia with ascension. In order for ascension to take place, the boulders have to be removed from the river in order for the stream to run back to its home. At the moment, Gaia is being stagnated. She is not running smoothly. She needs release. When she is being held down, she is unable to ascend. She needs to lose a load and shift her vibrations in order to rise. Many changes will be arriving. We do not wish humanity to fear, but we would like to get back to the word clutter. We wish for them to be lighter, not filled with clutter. For the clutter is holding them back, holding them down. They need to rise above, and they need to rise with Gaia. The great leveler will come for all. For COVID is part of the great leveler, for are not all affected equally?
Yes, absolutely, everyone.
Man, woman, child, all nations, all creeds, all religions. It is a leveler. And how are they faring?
All equally. Everyone is the same. Everyone's feeling.
But are not some more contained in self than others?
Oh, yeah. Well, there are those that are very grounded and spiritual, and those understand. But everyone is affected equally in one way or another, either by the way that the world is feeling. You could just feel it in the atmosphere.
All were created equal. All have choices. All came to experience. And yet they forget who they are. And then they blame another for their experience, for what it is that they chose. It is time for self-examination. It is time to go within. It is time to quieten the mind. It is time to let the rivers inside themselves to run again, to be fresh, to be invigorated. Let out the stagnation, for no one holds it within you but self. So, if one wants turbulence, then one chooses turbulence. If one chooses calm, then one has calm. If one gives out energy, one receives energy. What is it that you wish to feel? What is it that you wish to experience? Are you going to be the ambulance, or are you going to be the siren?
I have a question about these changes that are happening, because I'm noticing that a lot more people are developing their clairs now, clairvoyance, clairaudience. They're beginning to channel light language. They're beginning to experience things that they didn't experience before. Is this part of the changes that are coming through?
This is what we term the changeover.
Can you talk about that?
They are changing over the structure. We are showing this one flipping a coin, heads and tails. and what was tails is now heads, or what was heads is now tails. They are seeing another side.
Mm.
For if you do not take the coin off the table and flip it, how will you see the other side?
Yes.
So many now are embracing their missions, as are you in this one, and their true nature is rising to the occasion. For as you in this one are reaching many, so they too reach many.
Wonderful.
And it is apt that you term the language or the communication or the vibration or the tone light language.
Mm-hmm.
Or we find this amusing. For every earth being that communicates daily is using light language, for they are light beings. It is their structure. So one who now is using light language is reconnecting with their sovereign state, with their star-seeded lineage.
Mm-hmm.
Their Ankh is activated.
Wonderful. Now, one of the things that came into my mind while you were speaking about that is that all of these people that are waking up, when you think of the whole population of the earth, how many of us are supposed to wake up at this time? Are we
As
all?
many as are needed for our tipping point.
Okay. So, will everyone wake up eventually, or only a few?
No. Those ones that are not waking up at the moment, those ones that are causing consternation with families,
Mm-hmm.
we would like now to put in the listener's mind that of a boat and the ballast, that at the bottom that holds things. There are many that are holding. We said each being that came here at this time came to assist with ascension.
Hmm.
Some are holding, some are ready for the next step, and each graduates at their own time.
Mm-hmm. So, what about
This
those
is,
that? What about those that are rocking the boat?
they have a job to do.
Hmm.
They need to rock the boat. For those other ones will approach and be the ones that will steady it, will regain the balance.
Mm.
For what will their job be if they are not called in to steady the boat?
Mm-hmm.
That is a perfect analogy, Alba.
Somebody must have given it to me. You guys keep putting pictures in my mind. I have to talk about them.
We are giving you a chance to speak this session, Alba. We did hear your comment last time.
Yeah.
What is it you wish to say, Alba?
Well, you caught me off guard now. I'm still seeing the guy rocking the boat.
Alba, we turned up your volume and we would like to incorporate you into our session.
Thanks.
This one is feeling the vibrations through her body now.
Mm-hmm.
we would be honored if you shared your connection this day.
Thank you. One of the things that came up is that recently my sessions have been home runs. They've been out of the park. They've been amazing. I've been connecting with people that have been experiencing a lot of things, and I feel so honored to be able to assist them. And, I feel that this mission that I'm on, just like Jill, when I first started, I felt that it was too big of a mission. It was, why me? That was always the question, why me? Why am I the one that has to be the mouthpiece for the awakening? How did I get involved in all of this?
We brought you together from your star planet as an original star seed with this one, as part of the ancients. And then the Egyptian era, the Essenes, and your Peruvian encounters.
Mm-hmm.
You as a Sasquatch.
Yes.
Many different incarnations. And the home tribe is coming home.
Mm.
For this is one of our biggest missions. And you will be hitting many balls out of the park.
Nice.
For all your grandchildren are gathering. The seeds from many incarnations are coming back to the pod.
Wow.
And then the pod will open. And all that knowledge will be transmitted. This one is seeing a very, very bright light with impulses like this huge ball of light, and it's just going absolutely everywhere as it has been ordained. We wish humanity at this stage to love themselves, to embrace their loved ones, to pat each other on the back. If they have nobody to pat themselves, them on the back, pat themselves on the back. For we would like to applaud them, we would like to congratulate them, we would like to thank them for coming at this difficult time, to be part of the pulse of the light that all that is, embracing, aligning, enjoying, living, dying. For when one takes one first breath, it is ordained that one will take a last breath. And as they say on earth, what is it that one is doing between the first breath and the last breath? We do not wish the earthlings to know when the great leveler arrives.
Well, thanks for reading my mind.
For all wish to know, for all wish to be prepared. For we say, why is not one preparing today? Why does one wait until tomorrow? This one tells herself daily, today I'm only going to eat ABC. And she wakes up the following day and she says, today I'm going to eat ABC.
Mm.
And so it is with humanity. They put it off and they put it off and they put it off, but they want to know when the great leveler is going to arrive.
That's the big
Alba,
question.
if we told humanity that the great leveler is coming in 2 days, what would they do? If we told them that it was coming in 2 months' time, what would they do? If we told them that it was coming in 2 years' time, what would they do? What would their plans be? Why are their plans not such that if the great leveler arrived in 1 week, why are they not putting those plans in place now?
Mm-hmm.
That is our strongest message for this session. Prepare yourselves now. Did we not say to watch your words? For as you give to one, you give to self.
Yes.
Did we not say to clean out and be clear as crystal? For the day of judgment is arriving. Did we not say they are all particles of light from the all that is, and all is perfection, and there is nothing to fear?
You've said all that.
We have said all this, and yet they still want to know when the great leveler is arriving.
Mm-hmm.
What will they do with that information that they are not currently doing?
Yep.
We want them to be like a Girl Guide. Be prepared. Prepared in self. We wish self to prepare self for self, for no other than self. For this is each soul's incarnation, each soul's journey, no other. Assist self first, clean self out. It is not your job to clean out another. It is your job to live this 3D life to its fullest, to your full capacity. And that's where the discontent creeps in, for many know they are not living to their capacity.
Mm-hmm.
It is now time for capacity building. Alba, we cannot be clear enough about this. Look into self, heal self, and then others will be the reflection.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. Who are we speaking with today?
James.
Thank you, James. James, what would you like to call this session?
We were going to be very facetious and call it self-examination 2.
Okay.
We would like to call this session doubt.
Doubt. Okay. Should get some more emails on that, huh? Thank you, James, for all of this. Is there anything else that you would like to say, or do you feel that this session is complete?
This one has been very tired.
Mm-hmm.
So we wish for the doubt to be removed, but we doubt that it will. So therefore, we feel a shorter session is very apt today.
Good.
We are complete.
Thank you,
Wow.
James. How'd you do? Do you remember?
I don't know.
Or were you gone for this one?
I don't know. It was strange. I sort of seemed to float in and out of being where I felt compass mentis, and then I felt that it was really coming.
Uh-huh.
I'd hear myself saying something, and then I would be thinking about what I've said and wondering where it came from. And then the other times felt, oh, well, that's just logic kind of thing. Just doubt again. Yeah.
Well, that's what it's all about today, doubt.
Oh, damn, I tell you.
Well, what's really funny is that, I was thinking about this question, the great leveler, and I've gotten that question from so many people, like, when's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? And I'm sitting there going, okay, I need to fit that in there. And then all of a sudden it was like, well, we're not going to tell you when the great leveler is. You pulled it out of my mind. And the funny thing is that, when I do these sessions, I get little pictures in my mind. I get pictures that come out of nowhere, and it seems like this is how they get me to ask these questions. It's like these pictures just pop in. It's like, okay, I guess I'll ask about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, today was an interesting one. What did you see this gate?
Yes.
What was that? What was this gate? Exit gate, which doesn't.
That's like, when you go through, I think in one of the sessions I went through what looked like a wormhole, sort of in deep space, and then opening into a huge, huge opening.
Okay.
So that looked like what they term an exit gate. So it's like another dimension, another portal, actually.
Wow.
Very big. Yeah. We always want to know, don't we?
It's constant. We always want to know, and then what do we do with it? What do we do
So
once we know? That's the thing.
so what are we going to do with it that we're not doing now?
Well, we need to take care of ourselves. That was the number one thing that was said today. It's like, you got to take care of yourself. You got to get the clutter out. And the clutter is not only physical, but it's mental. You got to stop churning all of this stuff in your mind, and you got to get it out. And just like when we first got on today and we were just having a little chit chat talk, and you said to me, I need to get this off my chest. I need to tell you about this. And we're not doing that. So we're holding a lot of this stuff in, and we need to get it out. We need to declutter ourselves.
What I can imagine is this great leveler's got to be coming sooner rather than later. If it's urgent, that people clean up their acts.
Yeah. And what's interesting is that the COVID was part of this. Which is really interesting.
Well, that stopped people in their tracks, hasn't it?
Everybody, every single person.
So then that gives them time to think about stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah. And how we want to move forward now. How do we want to live now? What's really important? I've been decluttering my apartment. And even when I decluttered, now I'm going back and doing it again, because it's like, okay, I held on to this. When was the last time I really did use this?
Wow.
When did I use this? I like it. Yes, it was expensive maybe, but do I use it? No. Well, then let's have somebody else enjoy it. And I've been decluttering my physical space. Now your mind has to be decluttered, and your emotions, you need to be able to express yourself. If something is bothering you, you need to tell someone about it. And we need to get groups together. And that's why I'm doing the gatherings. It's a place where people can at least share, their emotions, their feelings, what's going on. But it's got, I can't do it by myself. It has to be, people have to do this themselves.
Yeah. So maybe lots of people who you put together in their gatherings can even start their own little Zoom
That's
mini groups and chat to each other.
that's what I tell them to do, but other people have to do it too. Get groups together, just start your own dialogue with each other. And I'll tell you, this spiritual path is very, very lonely, super lonely. And this
But I
is,
think it's growing, isn't it?
yeah, as people wake up, who are they going to talk to now? It's so this is why I've taken on this mission, because I know how lonely these people are. I talk to them every day. And it's like, yeah, it's really nice to be woken up, but what do I do with this now? Who do I talk to? Now I can't even talk to my own family about this.
Thank you, Alba.
You're welcome. We're welcome. So I want to thank everybody for joining us today. And I hope that you will join us for the next discourse as we continue speaking with the guides and getting some information on this great leveling. Thanks for joining us. And until the next one, bye.